Hello friends, my name is Maulik and I'm again here with a wonderful video. As we already promised that we have started a series where we'll be taking repeated questions and will help you understand how to do it. So continuing the describe image, last time we talked about an image, today also we'll be talking about an image. So as I promised, I'll be coming up with two versions. Number one, in a classic way, how to decide and how to describe it. And number two, most of the people just like me who don't have any clue that how to speak it classically. Okay, so then I will talk about the second method that would be just a random. The beauty of this session is in both the ways you'll score high. So don't worry about the version. Whatever you feel, you can go for. So let me start with the image now. Let me share you. So this is the image that is taking rounds these days. Well, very difficult indeed. Most of the people, in fact, 8 out of 10 would have no clue. So friends, let us check what exactly it is, So if you see, you can definitely read the title, okay? So in the title, it's written that it has some taxonomy thing. So now scientists classify organisms to different group species on the characteristics they share. So what is this? The best way to understand this is called as a taxonomy. So taxonomy is what? It is the classification that scientists put to share or to categorize the species or the organisms, right? That's what it is. Now, let me tell you, the best way to understand this is to think about a letter or a post that you want to send it to some particular person. So how do you do that? What do you write in that letter? The first will be which country, okay? Then comes state, then comes district, then comes city, then an area. It can further go as the name of the apartment building, the block number, the flat number, and finally the person's name. Okay, the same thing you see here is in triangle. Exactly, it's the kingdom here, okay, as country, then phylum, what they call, then class, and so on till species, where the species is actually the name of that person. Okay, so this is ideally a way to read the taxonomy. Okay, it's a taxonomy chart. This is how you read it. The right hand side actually arrow that shows upward direction, so here you see the upward direction. If you have two organisms in family, what does it show? If you have two organisms in the family, you see the family over there, it should have the same order, class, phylum, and kingdom. So you can also use the word share. For example, if two organisms are in the class, the same class, then they share the same phylum as well. Now it is not correct downward, because that is not downward. Means the same two organisms in the family may not share the same genus. You got my point? So that is how you go upward. Now the direction of downward. What's downward direction? Well, it's mentioned in the left hand side. The downward arrow shows contains or consists. What does it mean? I hope you get it now. So the genus consists of species. The class consists of order. But the genus does not consist of family, or the class does not consist of phylum, because it is upward. Got it? Why? Because it is downward, and that's what the downward arrow shows, consist or contains. Okay, so this is what the ideal understanding of the triangle is. Now, as I promised, I'll describe the image in a classic way, the way it should be. And of course, I'll get a good score for this. Now, here is what I can describe in a classic way. Okay. The given image is a kind of triangle that shows the method of how one should read a taxonomy chart. It consists of 7 components, and those components have their colors and shades. The top of the triangle contains kingdom, and below that there is phylum. It further gets into class, order, family, genus, and finally species. The chart also mentions that if we go from bottom to top, the organisms would share the same classification. In other words, if two organisms belong to the same family, they share the same order, class, and so on. On the other hand, if we go from the top to bottom, we can use the word consists or contains. In other words, the class consists of order and family consists of genus. Finally, the image of taxonomy chart shows a perfect hierarchy that starts with kingdom on the top and ends with species at the bottom. This is an ideal way to describe, because now I'm posing that I know what this triangle is, the chart, taxonomy chart, and how to read it. Now, you see, friends, this is not a classical way to describe this image, but not all of us are acquainted with what it is. Okay. Well, I know most of you are here to learn the other version of the describe image, because that's what is the case. Most of us, we don't know. So what if you don't know this? Well, not an issue. Here I go about it. So now I'm describing in a very vague way. And the beauty of this description is you will still score high. Okay. Now let me go for it. Now, as I told you, if you remember my previous videos, advice or suggestions that I gave, speak what you see. That's the guru mantra. That's a breakthrough solution to get great score in speaking. Now I'll simply start what I see over here. The given image is of a triangle, and it is all about reading a taxonomy chart. I see that there are various labels mentioned at different stages of a triangle. Kingdom is filled with orange color, phylum is with yellowish, class is with greenish, and genus is with bluish mainly. If I look closely to the image, I can say that kingdom is having the largest portion in the triangle, and as we go down, the triangle starts narrowing. In other words, the area of phylum is lesser than kingdom. Order, family, and genus occupy very less area as compared to the top components like kingdom and phylum. Apart from all the information I stated, it's quite evident from the image that on the left-hand side, the arrow is pointing downward and it is marked with contains or consist. On the right-hand side, the arrow pointing upward is labeled with the same or share. Overall, I can surely say that the triangle of reading a taxonomy chart helps in classifying things according to their kingdom, phylum, till species. Now this will score equal to the previous version, right? Why? Because fluency 5, pronunciation 5, content 5. Why 5 content? Because the PT's content software is fed with all these words you see over here, phylum and species and taxonomy, triangle. So if you want to feed that content software or the software that checks your content, you feed it with keywords, proper keywords in a grammatical way. Then the content is happy. So once the content is happy, as I already told you, you cannot go off the content by looking at the image, because it's human mentality, human psychology. So pronunciation 5, fluency 5, content 5, your purpose is solved without you being a zoologist. Okay. So friends, I hope that this is clear now. And I want to promise from you, simply go to PTEtutorials.com. It's one of the best sites, definitely. It has great question bank. Go for all the images. Choose the complex one and start speaking the way you see it, the way you see the labels. Just simply form the sentences that contains all the labels. Accuracy doesn't matter. As I always tell, content is not important, context is important. So be in that context. Speak what all you see over there, and then you do. So friends, that's it. This is Maulik again, signing off from this video. I'll come up with more and more videos, and don't forget to comment over here. So if you want me to take on something that you have come across and you are not sure about how to do it, if you are clueless, just tell me and I'll go for it. Thank you so much. Thank you.